Hello everyone, welcome to Community Distance Reiki. I'm your host, Danielle Stimpson, and I'm so glad to have you here with me this afternoon. If you are new, welcome in, and if you're returning, welcome back. If you're watching this on the replay, you're going to have just as fun and healing a time as if you were here live. But if you would like to join me live, go ahead and check out that description box below. All of my regular days and times for streaming are listed there. You can also learn more about my online Reiki classes, community Discord, crystal shop, and social media. If you're here with me live today, hello, welcome. Go ahead and click that live stream button and feel free to make any requests for your personal healing that you'd like. It can be really general or specific. You can request some crystals or you can let me pick them for you. We will start off our time this afternoon by building a beautiful crystal grid together to support the healing. And at about the 45-minute to 1 hour mark, we will transition into the healing. So if you're watching this on the replay, you can go ahead and move that timer out to when you see the lights begin to shift. Thank you so much for being here. It's an honor and a pleasure to share this healing with all of you today. If you do hear any moving around, wrangling, etc., the foster kittens are bouncing back from having been spayed. So they're in their cones, but they're trying to find their way around. So you're definitely going to hear some clanging. One of them may or may not jump on the desk and photobomb our grid. But either way, we're going to have an awesome time. So thank you so much for being here. So let's dive right into the chat, see who's here, and see what the requests are, and get building on that crystal grid. So let's see, what do we have here? It's already in progress for everyone. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so here we are. We just, a kitten kind of jumped up and went ham there. The camera might just be a little... There we go. Fantastic. So as always, we're starting off with a little bit of copper. This helps break up blockages and get the energy flowing in the most optimal way. And let's see who we have in the chat. Lots of folks already. Grace, I'm doing well, thank you. I hope you're well. Welcome in. Korakar, Christina, Maricela, Vincent, hello. Belinda, glad to see you here. Susan, I hope you're doing well. I hope Greg is also well. So glad to see you all. So let's dive into the requests. Healing intention for heart healing, backache, studying. I always love that we are requesting for each other for our regulars. I love it so much. Awesome. Cool. Prosperity. Return of your cat. Return of zest for life. Heart, kidney, cardio health. Some specific stones requested. Oh, we are in good shape. Hey, Violet Integration. Good to see you. Don't know if you heard, but the foster monsters got spayed earlier this week. They're doing well. They're starting to get their energy back, and they're still in their little space cones. So we'll definitely hear those space cones clanging around today. So let's see. Okay, let's dive right in. So heart healing, backache, studying. Absolutely. So I know from you being here that rhodonite really helps with your heart healing. We're also going to grab us some beautiful celestite backache too. So amazonite can help with that as well. And studying, we haven't been using as much labradorite lately. So let's bring that guy in. Awesome. So labradorite can help in many ways. There's quite a bit that this stone does. It's actually very closely related to Moonstone. It's a type of Moonstone. Labradorite can help us to sleep better. It can help us to ground intuitive energy so that we can make some logical sense of it as well. But on a more mundane level, it can be really helpful for studying and researching. It helps us take all of that data in and start to see patterns. It's especially helpful if we are looking through lots of data in more of a with more of a critical eye to see where something might be irregular, different, or even incorrect. So it's a great stone for people who do things like data management or programming, and anyone who's studying or researching in any way. You can also use Tiger Eye. It has a lot of the same properties there. So I'm going to bring this in. It also helps clairvoyance and being aware of our intuitive impulses, which can be a really good thing. We've also got, for backache, we definitely have Amazonite, which we often use. It helps with the caregiver side of us, the part of us that wants to take care of everyone else and then kind of forgets to take care of ourselves. Yeah, I know that's a lot of us. It can help remind us that we are just as worthy and need that support as well. It can help with self-respect also. Additionally, it's excellent for the spine and the spinal nerves, and that's been an ongoing request for several of you. So I'm happy to bring some more of this in. Let's bring in some Amazonite. It can run from like the lighter blues to like darker greens and everywhere in between. And this is a great stone as a gift for anyone who is anything from a teacher to a nurse to a social worker, anything like that. Amazonite is a fantastic stone for that. So let's go ahead and do, I hope that helps your backache. And we'll also do some rhodonite to help with the heart healing. This can also help with the lungs, autoimmune issues as well. Apologies if you hear the sirens in the background. We are in Southwest Philly. But this can help with things like unrequited love, overcoming a breakup, and even the heartbreak that comes with the loss of someone passing away. I'm actually wearing crematory jewelry that is made of rhodonite, but it helps to soothe your broken heart and move through those painful emotions without like avoiding them or being overwhelmed by them, but also to have hope that there will be love once again, even when it's kind of hard to think of that. It can also be really helpful for anyone who has struggled with emotional abuse of any kind, like conditional love, any of that kind of stuff. This can be a great stone to work with. And that's rhodonite. I hope that this helps and that you're doing well, Grace. It's great to see you. And let's see. Are there any applications for the foster monsters? No, not yet, but one of the 3 was already adopted, so yeah. But good news, we did get negative FIV and feline leukemia tests from their litter mate, so they're good and healthy by all accounts, so things are looking great. And let's see what we have. Heart, kidney, cardio. I will keep that in mind. Citrine, carnelian, Mookaite. And I did see a request for support with fertility. So I want to make sure that I definitely support that. Definitely carnelian and Mookaite are perfect stones for that. So let's go ahead and dive in. Carnelian helps with attracting love, but also definitely with fertility, anything having to do with sexual health in any way, any capacity. It can also be really helpful with how we relate to each other. It's heavily linked with the sacral chakra, which is relationships, how we relate to others. So not just romantic relationships. This can be coworkers, colleagues, roommates, neighbors. This can be really helpful for folks to see kind of, okay, who am I? How am I showing up? And how do I hold space for others? How do they hold space for me? How can I contribute to the most beneficial whole here? And I feel like that helps with a lot of scenarios with multiple people. So let's go ahead and bring in some carnelian. Mookaite is probably the most recommended stone for folks that are struggling with fertility. It's been highly linked with and used for women's health over the centuries. everything from fertility to pregnancy to labor to a good, healthy, happy marriage to heart and circulation too. So this does go to support the physical heart, as well as metabolism, especially if the metabolic problems are related to hormonal changes. But any hormonal shift in a woman's life, from onset of menses to menopause and onward, can be really helpful for that. Also recommended for quitting smoking and any addictions really, but specifically smoking can be really helpful. And it's just a really gentle, balancing, calming stone. Go. So we'll bring that in. All the best to you with that. Let's see. Rhodochrosite Moonstone. Moonstone also great for fertility. And citrine. Moonstone is very much linked to exactly that, what it sounds like, the moon. And in so being, it is connected to the cycles and rhythms of nature, because the moon controls the tides, and water is seen as one of the more emotional elements. Moonstone can help us feel more connected to the rhythms of nature and to divine timing. It can also help us connect with divine wisdom. Also very much linked with women's health and women's rhythms. It's one that can also help us connect to our intuition in a very meaningful way. I usually think of it as being connected to the High Priestess card and the tarot, but it's also thought to be very protective during times of travel. So a lot of times this is given to folks who travel a lot, and I love it for all of those reasons. So let's go ahead and bring in some Moonstone, and we'll put it close to Labradorite because they are so closely related. But yeah, I hope that that's supportive too. We've also got Rhodochrosite, which helps with the mother-child bond and any wounds stemming therefrom too, regardless of if we're adults or, if it's stuff from our past, like from our childhood, or if it's in the here and now. It's also helpful, again, for the heart, the physical cardiac heart. So this can help with that connection too. It's thought to help with connecting to deceased pets, deceased loved ones, ancestors as well. And even for things like asthma and stress headache. I often use it for stress headache. And yep, I have a little kitty that is lap bombing me right now. You're probably going to see a little cone. Hi. Hello. You're not going to go up and jump up. No, we're not doing that. No. And this is Gertie, everyone. Poor little Gertie's in a cone. Poor little Gertie in a cone. Oh, yeah. Okay, you stay right here. Oh, we're purring. That's good. We'll keep on purring. And clear quartz, absolutely. Citrine. And tourmaline, and the stone for healthcare workers, that was Amazonite, and that's already out, so good stuff. Tourmaline, black tourmaline or pink tourmaline? Black tourmaline is great for deflecting not so great energy that's not ours. It's pink tourmaline is more for unconditional love and opening our heart center, and I have both. Happy to bring them both in. Let's bring in some citrine for some money manifestation. Let's do, yeah. So citrine, as I mentioned, this is the money stone, and I feel like this comes out at probably every grid, if not pretty close to it. Citrine helps us to call in the financial resources we need, and also just the resources in general that we need. So you can put it in the back left corner of a room or a building, and that's the back left corner if the doorway is to your back. So go ahead and do that. It's also fantastic for balancing logic and intuition, which is a quality it kind of overlaps with Labradorite with. Oh, good stuff. You just chill out there. Future someone, it's so good to see you. Chris, welcome in. So good to see you all. Let's see. Okay. You were thinking black, both might be nice. Absolutely. Absolutely. So let's do this. And I will get to absolutely everyone that I possibly can today. Let's see if I can get everybody. I'm going to try. Aragonite with blue Caribbean calcite. There's quite a bit of this being mined at the moment, so it is something that is definitely available. I don't have it in my crystal shop, but you can definitely find it, and it's been fairly affordable and really pretty. Oh, what are you doing there? Blue Caribbean calcite is one of the upper chakras, the crown, the third eye, intuition, connection to the divine, interconnectedness of all things. And aragonite, the brown within this, is connected to more like the earth star chakra, which has to do with enacting our soul's purpose. Careful there. So this is thought to really balance all of the chakras, upper and lower. It can be great for anyone that's working with Kundalini energy balancing. So if you're opening up to the balance, if you're opening up in Kundalini, you're getting like a really intense energy awarenesses, like even shaking and moving without the intention to move and things like that. This can really help you to balance that and allow that to open in a way that's more grounded and less scary. So yeah, it helps us to embrace that flow of energy, but without being completely caught off guard by it. There we go. Yeah, you exploring? Good stuff. You're feeling better. Cool. Okay, let's see. And Ametrine. I might have to peek around. Oh, here it is. So amethyst and citrine form next to each other within the earth. What makes amethyst turn into citrine is basically heat and pressure over time. And this brings in the qualities of both stones. So focus on balancing logic and intuition, calling in what we need. Amethyst can be extremely helpful when it comes to ownership of tasks and what we need to do, responsibility for yourself in a very loving and supportive way. It's often used in recovery, whether that's compulsions or addictions. And I feel like the both of them together brings this lovely harmonizing impact of moving forward in a way that's self-supportive with personal growth, but not overwhelming in any way. So we'll bring in Ametrine. Oh, here's another kitten. Hello, Hattie. How are you today? Everybody wants to be on my lap. Oh, little ones. Oh, you're purring too. That's nice. Okay. Let's see. Okay, pink tourmaline for sure. Let's put some pink tourmaline in the middle. I have some little pink tourmalines, but why not bring out the big guns? So these streaks of pink are pink tourmaline. The background stone, that gray, it's just some sedimentary stone that it formed within. But pink tourmaline helps to fill the heart with love, unconditional love, deepen what our heart has the capacity to hold. So if you are cultivating a new ability to receive love, this can be really supportive. Hi, Sammy. Welcome in. Absolutely. Okay, cool. We can support that. So many kittens. So you're looking at Hattie right now. That's who you saw. Oh, and there we go. Let's see. We'll put that. The rust here is just, it was near natural, something with iron in it. So that's part of its natural luster. Hello. Okay, let's see. Celestite, hematite, clear quartz. Fire quartz, bloodstone. Absolutely. Celestite. Clear quartz is an amplifier and a recording stone. This can help amplify the energy of any other stone that we're working with. Oh, here, I meant to do this. Here we go. It helps amplify the energy of any stone that we're working with, and we can also use it as a substitute for any crystals we don't happen to have. Another way to use it is to hold it and sort of impress upon it any intention that you have for healing, and you can essentially make your own healing totem with it. Let's go ahead and put that under the labradorite today. Have the intention that it helps amplify the entire grid. Celestite helps connect us with our angels. What green stone was that? The green stone. This is Mookaite. And these are Caribbean calcite with aragonite. And let's see. Celestite, as I said, helps connect us with our angels. It helps to, in a very balanced way, open up our crown and third eye chakras to hear that divine guidance and be able to be impacted by it. It's also helpful for pain on any level. So let's go ahead and bring that in. Another way to work with celestite is when we can't tell if we're getting sort of a trepidation based on something is about to happen, or if it's just our fear appearing as intuition. So if you're struggling with that, celestite can be really helpful. White howlite helps with anger, resentment, and frustration, as well as anything having to do with teeth, gums, or hair. Anytime that we feel very angry, frustrated, and have those difficult emotions, this is a stone that can help us move through those emotions, work through them in a way that's not repressing them, and not being necessarily overly triggered by them, while creating whatever change we need to make. So, yeah. You little kitties agree? Do you agree? I think you agree. Your purrs say that you agree. Yeah. Yeah. Did your purrs say you agree? For animal healing, so for these little monsters who are healing up from their surgery, and for Sammy's, what are you doing? You're gonna fall. You're gonna fall. We've lost control. Oop. Hey, buddy. Hey, friend. Let's not. There we go. There we go. Okay. There we all are. Yeah, I know. You're very excited. I know you're very excited. I know you're very excited. I know. I know you are. I know you are. Let me just reopen that window. And yeah, leopard skin jasper can help with healing animals in any capacity. It's one that we can use to help the little foster monsters here with healing up from their surgery, and also help Sammy. But it can really be helpful with even connecting with our animal spirits as well. What are you doing, Hattie? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? There we go. Okay. So here's leopard skin jasper. Oh, you're falling down. I promise it's just your sister's tail. You'll be safe. So that's leopard skin jasper. But yeah, anytime we're connecting with our angel guardians or our animal guardians, this can be a really beneficial stone. I work with the crow quite a bit. You might see my tattoo of the crow. And so I feel that when I'm working with crow very intentionally, I find the stone helpful. There we go. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay. Let's see. I sadly don't have any Lemurian quartz at the moment. I'm working on getting some. Let's see. For kidneys is Mookaite. Kidneys, and this is for Cora Carr's request for help with kidneys. It also helps with digestion and an immune boost. So if you're working on getting like any of your vaccinations, this can help you kind of make the most of it on a physical level. But it also helps with accepting change and making decisions. It also goes by the name Australia Jasper. So let's see, we'll bring you in here and here. Great. Oh, we're doing really well on time, everybody. Oh, Susan, you're going to be celebrating your birthday this weekend. Happy birthday. Fire quartz and bloodstone. I have tons of fire quartz too. And right now I'm getting cleaned by the cat. Thank you very much. Let's see, Dalmatian Jasper was also a request. Bloodstone. Bloodstone can help with lifting despair and emotional stamina. It's sort of the emotional stuff hits the fan stone. These cats are so loving. Okay, but yeah, this one, it also goes by the name heliotrope. This is actually thought to help the cardiac system as well. But it also helps with quieting the mind during meditation and relieving self-doubt. And I know self-doubt is something a lot of us have mentioned in the past, having to struggle with. So we'll bring that in. Oh, good girls. And Dalmatian Jasper helps to clear our auric field. It's got streaks of black tourmaline running through it, and black tourmaline helps to deflect not so great energy, as I mentioned before. This is streaks of black tourmaline, just like we see these large streaks of pink tourmaline going through that sedimentary rock. Here we have it going through, in this case, white jasper. So essentially what it's doing is emulating the concept of clearing our energy field, bringing that black tourmaline through it. It can be very helpful with clearing energy that we just kind of don't need anymore. Anytime that we're going through quite a bit of change or growth, like personal growth, it can be really helpful to have a stone like this around. It helps us to let go of what's no longer serving us and make room for the newer energies that we're starting to radiate. So bring that through. Actually, let's put it right here. And let's see. You all are so welcome. Rutilated quartz and kyanite are excellent choices. You're just going ham, aren't you? Rutilated quartz and kyanite. Gotcha. Blue kyanite. And rutilated I have right here. Rutilated helps to direct the healing energy exactly to where it needs to go in the body. It can also help balance the mind and body connection as well. This is one that we can often use to help energize ourselves too. Anytime that we are looking to bring in more energy or recoup energy after, say, being sick or injured, this can be really helpful. Let's see, I have a couple other pieces too. Let's use these two. Yeah, it's such a wonderful all-purpose stone. It's a great, like, first crystal bag kind of stone. It does many things. And blue kyanite helps us to not only just accept ourselves exactly as we are in a really radical way, especially great for people who've struggled with being told they're not good enough, they're not lovable, anything like that. For that reason, it can be a really great LGBTQIA type stone. It's also a great stone for better understanding the spiritual guidance we get when we're doing intuitive work. So if you are reading tarot, even doing astrology, if you bring in your intuition to that as well, or meditation, anything like that, it can help us to make sense of the messages we're getting. So anytime you're like, I kind of am getting something, but I don't know what it means, this can be helpful. Works well for dream time too, dream time messages. It's often used too for neurological care when speed and speech are impacted. So like mobility and the ability to speak. So it can be really helpful for that. Let's see how we want to work with. Yeah, let's do 2 here. Absolutely love blue kyanite. Oh, there we go. I actually gift blue kyanite to all of my Reiki 1 grads now. It comes in the mail with their certificate. Okay. Fire quartz is super fun. So some examples of fire quartz are right here. It's basically quartz that's got iron running through it. And you can see that kind of red going into the clear quartz here. And this is a cluster of points. This is another example. Has a little less fire, but the quartz points are a little more well defined. And I feel like these can be perfect. Let's do... Ooh, what are you doing? My lap is only so big and both cats would like to be part of it right now. So let's do... I'll leave that there. There we go. So that's fire quartz. Hey JS, good to see you. It's really great to see you. Okay. Okay, good. So Susan, I'm glad that we have the stones for Kundalini Awakening, buyers for your art, literary agent, lawyer, court cases, stuff like that. Amazonite is thought to be helpful with like luck and advantages, including in the courtroom, but also for like if you're buying a lotto ticket, something along those lines. There's some other good ones for like luck in court and things like that, and I believe one of them is tourmalinated quartz. Actually, there's a lot that this does, and this is another stone that can be excellent for the heart as well, for Korakar. This is fortune and luck and all of those good things, whether it's for new job, new gig, moving up in your current job too, but it also helps any kind of physical heart issues as well, clogged arteries, valves, things like that, and any kind of scar tissue. And I know that that was a big struggle for me when I was recovering from surgery from a broken leg. The scar tissue like really limited motion, so this can be helpful for that, whether it's external scarring or internal. This is also one that helps with patterns from childhood. It's protective during travel. But yeah, it's thought to really protect those going through like court cases and things like that too. Also helpful for just emotional trauma in general. So let's go ahead and let's bring a few of them in. It does so many things. And these are some other examples of tourmalinated quartz. Just like the Dalmatian jasper has black tourmaline running through it, this is clear quartz with black tourmaline running through it. This can also really help clear the energy of a space too. And I hope that that's helpful. I also want to bring in some, we've done this before. I know you and Greg have been working on the same intention for a while. And sometimes we use Herkimer and sometimes we use Chevron Amethyst. And today I feel like Chevron Amethyst is it. This helps with sending up our request to the universe to be heard. And that's what these chevrons are supposed to kind of emulate there. And you can see some of those chevrons are a little more visible than others. It also helps connect us to what we're seeking. So it's like we can say to the universe, this is what I need. And then it opens us up to hear the universe's response. Like, hey, maybe you look a little bigger, or actually that's right in front of you. That kind of message. This is also thought to be helpful of anything that has to do with channeling, journeying, connecting with our spirit guides for any reason, whether it's our angels, whether it's an ancestor guide. Also really helpful with tolerance of others and anything that's degenerative over time, any condition, physical condition that's degenerative. So we'll bring this in with the intention that it help you and Greg to be heard by the universe with what you're seeking. Thank you all for bearing with me in navigating this desk with demanding kittens. I appreciate that. Okay, let me see who else I can get. Lapis and amethyst. Well, we've got this amethyst, but let's do some lapis. Lapis can also help with Susan's request as well. When you're looking to work with people who have a high degree of integrity, they're honest, they're open, they tell you who they are and what their plans are, and they live up to them. As my friend Janie would say, a good talk-to-do ratio, and I love that expression. This can help connect you with those folks. So if you're looking to work with an attorney and things like that, this is a good stone to have in your pocket. Also with like literary agent and things like that. Also helps us to make progress in our career, as well as helps pain and inflammation, regardless of where in the body it might be. It can also help us to get organized if that's something we're struggling with. So let's go ahead and place a little bit of that in here. Lapis has been highly regarded for centuries. It can be a little harder to find today, as you'll see the pieces that I have here. You can actually see this is a piece that is from Afghanistan, and you can see that it is very deep blue, has a lot of pyrite in it, that gold. This is a piece from Chile, and it's got a lot more of the white in it. Usually you'll see a lot of white in some that's from Chile. And because, you know, there's everything that's going on in Afghanistan, do we want to support that by buying specimens from there? So you'll see a lot more lapis that has more white in it on the marketplace. And that just means it's from Chile and not from Afghanistan. Also, it's inviting a lot of people to dye the stone darker. So just because a stone is dyed doesn't mean it's not that same stone. It could be dyed just to make it look even better or enhance the way it looks. It's incredibly popular in like the jewelry making industry. And it's another reason not to do direct water infusions, because those things were not meant to be put in our water and then drank. So let's see. Finding your place in the world, connecting to yourself and others. Connecting yourself and others is definitely carnelian. And, oh, you're so welcome, Susan. And happy birthday. And clearing out what you don't need, making space for joy. Clearing out what we don't need, making space for joy. I love that. Definitely helpful with clearing out what we don't need is Dalmatian jasper. Making room for joy is yellow calcite, which we've worked with quite a bit. Helps to develop our sense of self. Supports the solar plexus chakra, our center of self-identity. Who are we? What are we doing? What's our guiding light? But also taking pride in who we are and following our joy. Definitely yellow calcite. So we'll put some of that here. And we'll do just a couple more, and then we'll transition into the healing. So, let's see, did I skip anyone? I'm so sorry, Belinda, that I don't have Lemurian quartz. Vincent being on time for their highest good. I'm thinking I want to use Chrysocolla and Chrysoprase, and those will be our last two before we transition into the next part. Chrysocolla helps us to make decisions that are in alignment with our highest good. It works really well with things like yellow calcite in that way. It encourages us to follow our spiritual purpose. Sometimes, like, being practical is a very good thing. I am a Capricorn. That's my sun sign. I'm very practical. But sometimes we need to, like, let go of what seems like the most pragmatic thing and really follow what would be to others maybe not as apparent a choice. Chrysocolla can really help with that. Following what is in our best interest, especially in the spiritual and more spiritual way. So let's go ahead and bring that in. So I hope that supports JS as well as Vincent. And Chrysoprase. This is one that helps us to overcome disappointment and follow through with goals. Chrysoprase is a stone that I often use for folks that have sort of a long journey that they are on. They have a very big goal and it's going to take a long time to get there. And sometimes along that journey, we get really disillusioned for various different reasons. This one can help us to say, like, wait a minute, I'm not just floundering and never going to reach the end. It allows us to take pride in the progress that we've made so far so that we can continue on our journey with, like, a little bit less weight about what we have in front of us. It allows us to really see the progress we've made, take pride in ourselves, and see that we have less in front of us than we used to. It also helps with picking up career pieces, especially after a career loss or any kind of, like, embarrassment, anything like that. Anytime that we've had a setback, a disappointment, we can say, like, okay, this really hurts, and I'm ready to pick up the pieces and keep moving. So that is Chrysoprase. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this in. These are a little bit big. I'll put them here. Okay, so now we will go to that fun part of our day together. And I'm going to go ahead and pick a couple of crystals that I think will help support everyone's intentions overall. Y'all will vote on them while I quickly explain what Reiki is and a little of how it works to anyone who's new. And then we will turn down the lights, turn up the music, and send healing to you whenever and wherever you happen to be. So give me just a couple of moments to pick a few stones and chat amongst yourselves. And if you have any questions, go ahead and pop that in the chat as well. Okay. So here's my ideas. Yeah, ready for Sagittarius season for sure. So first, I want to suggest Herkimer, because something I really wanted to add, like as I look over the grid and the requests that we've had, one of the qualities that Herkimer has is being in the present moment. And so this is Herkimer diamond. They grow just like this. You can find them in the ground in Herkimer, New York, from really small to really large. It can help harmonize discordant energy and helps with things like metabolism, also balancing your intuitive ability. It aids in facilitating the manifestations that we have. But all in all, I really feel like the relaxation and being in the present moment, I feel like that can be really helpful. The other option I had is pre-night, which helps us to learn the spiritual lessons. So as we're going through all of the change and working to where we want to get to next, this helps us to learn the spiritual lessons along the way, as well as it can help us with not having so much of a racing mind. So this can also, to some extent, help us with being in the present moment, but also helping us to open up intuitively to the messages we need to hear while we're very focused and determined on something. Also really helpful for kidney stuff, which I know Korakar had requested help with, and also with refusing any kind of unfair demands. So anybody that needs to set some new priorities and boundaries, this can be really helpful. So Herkimer, pre-night, go ahead and vote. And for those of you who are new, know that you are not limited to just one vote. Hint, hint. So all of you go ahead and vote, and I will quickly explain what Reiki is, and then we will get into the healing. So as I mentioned at the top of the hour, I'm Danielle Stimpson of Learn Reiki Philadelphia, and I'm so glad that you are here today. I've been teaching Usui Reiki for about 14 years now. And this style of energy healing was created by Mikao Usui and taught in the early 1920s in Japan, in a culture that is very aware of energy and worked with palm healing and energetic palm healing in every household. But this specific method was created to help deepen and hone a connection at a time when religion and any teaching thereof was strictly forbidden. This particular method helped people to connect with this energy more, bringing it to themselves and others, and it's resonated with people the world over in the last 100 years. It is based on, well, Usui studied many things and was versed in everything from esoteric Buddhism to Taoism to Confucianism to shamanic practices from Japan. But the very concept of the energy itself was based in Japan's indigenous spirituality of Shintoism. And in that, everything has a soul, everything has energy, and everything is interconnected. Everything that we do impacts the whole. Everything that happens outside impacts us as well. And the concept with that energy is that, or with that interconnectedness, is that there are different, I guess the best word we have in the West is frequencies, that connect and flow through all of us. One of those being Reiki, or spiritually guided soul energy or life energy. This energy is an energy that's already flowing through you and me and everyone and everything else around us, from whatever it is you're sitting on, to the creatures on my lap right now, to the crystals here, to everyone else. This energy is flowing through all of us. And it is one that's used by our body, mind, and spirit to help us come into the best sense of balance as we move through our day and move through our life. This can help support us physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually in a variety of different ways. It's an energy that's already flowing through you, in my opinion. So this is one that we're already interconnected with it. So it doesn't matter how far you are away from me in terms of miles or kilometers, or in terms of time, whenever you might be watching this. If you're watching this in the future, hello from the past. Additionally, we can set any intentions we have for this healing, and our body, mind, and spirit that are already working with this energy, essentially what I'm doing is connecting to this energy and directing more of it to you, which invites every part of you to use this abundance of it in the best possible ways to support your own well-being. So you may experience things in a physical sense, feeling physical sensations in your body. You may notice some feelings coming up or shifting, some thoughts and ideas from your subconscious, or maybe awareness of mental attitudes and beliefs that might be getting in your way or that could be adjusted or improved. It could also help open you up in a more spiritual sense. You might even get some intuition. So my advice to you is just relax and enjoy. Close your eyes if you can. Lay down, go ahead and get comfy. Move around all you need. And if you feel like you want to do something during this time, like journal, stretch, play music, whatever feels right, go right ahead and do it. This time is for you to take care of yourself. But generally, just getting comfy and allowing the Reiki to flow is the best way to enjoy it. You don't have to focus on anything. You don't need to keep a silent mind. You can go ahead and notice what's coming up in your mind and see if it feels helpful. And if you're not sure, just take a deep breath in and out. And if it keeps coming back, go ahead and hear it out. Maybe it's here to help you. At the end of the 25-minute session, you'll hear my voice encourage you to take a deep breath and come on back. And I'll reopen the chat so that I can answer any questions you might have and listen to any experiences you might feel inclined to share. During the session, I will turn the lights down. You'll see them moving gently and slowly through several different colors. They will not flash or strobe. And I'll also be turning up the music. If you want to learn more about the music's creator, all of her information is in the description below. You can also go visit her YouTube channel. And again, if you want to, if you have questions and maybe they come to you after this is live, go ahead and check out my social media and Discord in the description below, or pop into the comments. I'll be more than happy to help you there. And if you want to learn more about my 100% live online trainings, you can go ahead and find the link in the description below as well. You can go ahead and subscribe if you want to be notified every time I go live. I do sometimes add in some last minute streams just around astrology, holidays, what might be going on. And ultimately, I'm just so glad to be able to share this Reiki energy with all of you today. It's an honor and a privilege, and I'm so glad that you all are here. So let's go ahead and see what won that vote and get into the healing. Okay, good stuff. So let's see. Gotcha. Yeah, this is a very different crystal grid than all the others we've had recently. Yeah, it's amazing how it shifts when we need it to. Yeah, we'll absolutely do both crystals because we always do. So let's go ahead and put in some prehnite here. And some Herkimer here. So go ahead and enjoy. I'm going to go ahead and set the lighting and the music. I'm so grateful to have you all here with me. I look forward to seeing you all in 25 minutes, which will put us at about 20 minutes after the top of the hour if you started on time with us. So enjoy your session, and I'll see you all in about 25 minutes. I invite you now to take a deep breath in and out. Slowly come back to yourself. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Thank you so much for being here today. It's an honor and a pleasure. And as a reminder, I will be back at 8 p.m. East Coast U.S. time this evening, and again at 8 p.m. East Coast U.S. time this Sunday to share even more healing with all of you. The chat is reopened if you have any questions or anything to share. Thank you all so much for being here and for your requests towards this very beautiful grid. Wouldn't be what it is without all of you. So thank you. It felt like 5 minutes. Yeah. You're very welcome, Vincent. Yeah, I will be back tonight, and you can always watch a previous community distance healing. You can rewatch this one. All of the live streams are archived immediately after they've played. You can look at them in just the past live streams, or you can look up the you can look up the playlist of past healing streams. You're welcome, Sammy. You're welcome, Susan. Your thoughts went in many circles, but you felt such clarity. That happens to me a lot. It's like, same thing. It feels like my mind's going in a million places, but at the end of the day, everything makes more sense at the end. I know what you mean. I'm glad it was helpful. For those of you who had asked about the online Reiki classes, I have just listed a whole bunch of new dates for Reiki 1 and 2 all the way through May. And I will be listing new Reiki Master classes within the next week or so. I will also be having some pretty great sales on readings and sessions over a distance, as well as crystals. So if you want to know about those, go ahead and sign up for the email. And the list is linked in the description below. Or you can join up for the Discord. And either way, you'll be the first to know of the upcoming sales for the holidays, which are starting. The U.S. Thanksgiving is on Thursday. And I will definitely be having some pop-up streams around Thanksgiving holiday. So definitely subscribe with your notifications on so that you can feel free to join us on Thursday, whether you're in the U.S. or not, for some holiday healing. I'm so glad it was helpful, JS. But yeah, next week's a big week for us here in the States. And I've got currently 2 sleeping kitty cats on my lap in cones and all curled up. So as a reminder, I definitely will be back at 8 p.m. this evening, again on Sunday. Thank you so much for being here. It was an honor and a pleasure. And I'm going to go ahead and draw this stream to a close with an abundance of gratitude for each and every one of you. If you can go ahead and remember to like the stream, that super helps. Subscribe with notifications on if that's your thing, and you'll definitely know of some added streams this week and all throughout the holidays as well. And immense gratitude for every single one of you. So enjoy the rest of your afternoon, evening, or morning, wherever you happen to be. I hope to see you again soon, and bye for now.